Hi, welcome. It's time for the Unitarian Universalist online service of Zurich, and I am your host today. My name is Susan Maud. Welcome. The Unitarian Universalists are a religious organization that is a welcoming organization where we welcome people from all faiths to come and share their wisdom and knowledge and search for truth that they have. And our doors are open. So, anyway, welcome. Last week I was a little off. So today I'm doing fine, but I'm struggling sort of with what to talk to you about today. I guess, we should continue with the concept of domestic tranquility and overcoming abuse, not only of like a spouse, but also of children and these issues. So it's an interesting day today because we have the National Guard in Washington, D.C., and apparently because of their presence, crime has gone down quite a bit. So this is really good news. And I guess I should probably light then the candle and share that as a candle of joy. So I had to start a new candle because the mice, I forgot to put the old one away from last week, and the mice attacked it, and it's almost gone. So I have a new candle now. And so this is a candle of joy for the National Guard. And I guess for President Trump for bringing in the National Guard. Thank you for preventing crimes. It's amazing. So the work is not done, but it's a great start. Congratulations. A candle of joy. Then I have a candle of joy because I'm feeling better this week. So I know last week I wasn't feeling good. So another candle of joy. And I guess a candle of concern about media jumping to conclusions. I guess that's what I'll talk about today. Media jumping to conclusions and making statements that they shouldn't be making. Manipulating the facts and manipulating the public. So, yeah, I guess that comes also under domestic tranquility, right? Or general welfare. So, if we can't trust the information we're given, what do? We do have to know a certain amount about our towns that we're living in and our states that we're living in. And if the news is feeding us lies, where do we go? So maybe it's a good opportunity to talk about that. So, the news is often quick to try to report on something. They want to be the first one with the story, to break the story. And I guess it started back in the 70s when Watergate happened. And, they wanted to be the first with the information. So that began like this constant predicting like presidential winners long before the actual president gets decided on, even. So, we have to hold our media to scrutiny because they're not always truthful. They want to sell newspapers or get people to sign up for their subscriptions. And they want a reputation that will open their doors, get their foot in doors that isn't normally there. So, and of course, with the more watchers, viewers they have, the better they can sell their advertising space. So, they're out there for shock. They want to shock us. And, it used to sell newspapers, but now we don't really buy newspapers anymore. We're online where things are free or blocked, and it's a different world, but the news is pretty manipulated, sadly. And it's not healthy. It's abusive. It's abusive to the people and to the people that they're reporting on. So recently there was a story coming out of the East Coast of a family who was killed, but a toddler remained alive in the house, and the media was like really pressing for this one story on it, where, I don't know, just the whole story didn't add up. It didn't make sense the way that they were describing it. So I know that they get their information sometimes from the police, and then the police have to make up a story sometimes, and I know that too because I've had my own issues where I've had to call the police for various things, and they've told me they've made up stories for why things have happened to me that are really far-fetched. So, I think we need to get back to maybe writing with integrity, telling stories with integrity rather than shock value. The whole shock jock stuff, it's got to be done. It's not healthy. That's where and why the lies are created. So we want information and facts without judgment. I guess that's what it should be. So newspapers, TV stations, online platforms should present the information in an accurate way, what they can, and then let the public decide. So that is where we need to go, I think, with our newscasting, radio shock jocking stuff. Information, accurate information. Do we have like a special information agency out there who can really track things? I know that there were once these organizations. I don't know if they're still out there. But yeah, this story really got me because they were trying to blame it on the woman, on the mother, but it was clearly spun from a man's point of view, which a woman would never do. I mean, women just don't go around shooting in this fashion. And I'm going to say, because it's not we don't have like a possessive feel about our family the way a man does. Or in this case, the story, I think it's probably like the husband was a psychologist at a school. So it could be that one of his past pupils, whatever, somebody he was counseling at the school, made some bad choices based on information he gave, some counseling he gave, that could be, and they've come back to haunt him, or somebody in the neighborhood who was jealous. There are various aspects to the story that I'm not going to tell here, but it just seemed that the scenario that she wanted to commit suicide, so she killed her whole family. Women just don't do that. That's what a man does who's got financial troubles, who lost his job and can't tell his wife, or it's not really the route a woman goes. I mean, it's just not. And the fact that they left one of the children alive is a 3-year-old is really says that if it was that, then they would all have been killed. Why leave one alive? And I'm sorry to talk about this, and I know I talked about how crime is down. Murder is also crime. Committing suicide, if you do it alone, I mean, it's a crime, but it's not a crime. You have the rights over your own life, in my opinion. But when you take out other people, then it is a crime, of course. But it just wasn't fitting everything that this person, this newscaster, was saying. And then he was also kind of smirking when he was saying it. So last week we talked about respect and all of this, and I think, newscasters, we seem to have a lot of them, and they make a lot of money. And maybe we need to also rethink that, because all they're doing is telling stories, possibly lies that others have told them, and it's just propaganda. So, spreading lies and gossip. It's not good. And that's what the news has become, sadly. And fake news is a good word for it. We've also seen that over the past years of how there are different spins on different stories and all sorts of things. So it definitely is happening. And it shouldn't be. But, scandal sells papers, sells all sorts of things. Shocking people, it does that too. So I'm going to say it's best to hesitate. Newspapers and magazines and newscasters out there, it's best to wait. Give us the facts and let the truth unfold. And then that's a little bit, it's search for truth is what one of the principles of our Unitarian Universalism religion. A search for truth, for what is true. And I wish media would go in this direction. They're a big influencer. And we got a lot of people out there who are open-minded enough where they can believe anything. And I mean, I've also been one of them. So, I cannot say I am some person who is also not affected by these things. I have also believed lies for a long time. And I try to always search for what's real, what's true. But sometimes I get it wrong too. We are, anyways, only as good as the information we have. And sometimes we don't have all the bits and pieces. But anyways, so I guess be careful in what you believe. Be careful in what you tell. Think really about, sorry, I'm still having pains from my automobile accident with the deer from a few months ago. But anyways, I think that, we need to always question what we're told. Scrutinize the tellers and make sure that they're telling the truth. And I call out, I guess, to the media of any sort to just give us facts without opinion. And then we can make our own judgment. And police, you need to maybe also stop with your opinions and just give facts. You are a fact-finding organization, as far as I can tell. As far as bringing safety to people, I've recently had some run-ins again, and I've had no satisfaction in knowing for sure that people I asked about are safe, or gas leaks were taken care of. So the police in West Virginia, in Morgantown, are actually failing right now, in my opinion. I don't know what the trouble is, but it's unacceptable. So I think we need to move the police into a information gathering situation where if something happens, you call them. They, depending on the police for help, is pretty much not working. So I think we also have to realize that the police are not the guards that we thought they were. They are the ones that come after something happens. So we do need to take care of ourselves. And I don't know, I guess it's a sad day when we have to do surveillance of our properties and, challenge people who are walking around or whatever. But I guess the best defense is to be trained at defense. And that's a good deterrent. So if you know and walk around with confidence, with your head up high and your shoulders down and your, with confidence, then people will leave you alone. I guess that's part of it. But, yeah, we can't have the National Guard everywhere, I suppose. But telling the truth and not jumping to conclusions, which is oftentimes what the police do, and then they report that to the media, and then the media reports that to the people, just so we have a solution, is not acceptable. It doesn't work. Telling lies that then are out there that never get corrected, it's better not to jump to any assumption. You don't owe the public a real explanation, except for this body was found here, that one was there, this one had multiple wounds, this one had one, and let the public decide. Yeah. This shocking and jumping to conclusions and making people guilty before they're even in court has got to stop, truthfully. And that's, I guess, where I am. It's about respecting due process, but also telling the truth, giving facts, and not manipulating the people. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm back to the Louise Hay book, You Can Heal Your Life. And on page 111, there's a wonderful affirmation that I'd like to read to you. It's about success. Every experience is a success, is what she says. And this is true. So, yeah, I'm just going to read this to you. It kind of touched me earlier, and I think maybe it's what we need to hear today. So, in the infinity of life where I am, all is perfect, whole, and complete. I am one with the power that created me. I have within me all the ingredients for success. I now allow the success formula to flow through me and manifest in my world. Whatever I am guided to do will be a success. I learn from every experience. I go from success to success and from glory to glory. My pathway is a series of stepping stones to ever greater successes. All is well in my world. And I would say that all is well in my world. So I hope it stays that way. Yeah. The media, it's kind of like being a bully. Anyway, I guess that's it for right now. I didn't do a meditation, so let's do just a quick moment of silence for any loved ones who are passed away this past week, and for all the lives who we've lost this past week. May they find peace. And for the ones who are still here, missing these people, may they also find their peace of mind, of heart. Okay, let's put our shoulders down, take a deep breath in, hold it, and let it out. Let's do that again. In. And let it out. And now we can move to the ending reading from Edward Everett Hale. I am only one. So I'm going to read it, each line separately and slowly, and then you repeat after me. So, I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do the something that I can do. Okay, that is the end of this service for today. I'm going to blow the candle out, but the light will shine in us over the next week until the next service. All right. I know this was a little bit confusing one. I didn't know what to talk about, I have to admit. So, anyway, I hope it makes a little sense. There are some good things going on, as we talked about, and we need to get the media under control. Stop their lies. I mean, they do have freedom of press, so they have the freedom to lie. So I guess we need to have the wherewithal to look through their lies. I guess that's what it is. Okay, so that's it for now. Have a good week, and peace be with you.